Hey there, Christy Fancy with Prosperity Bookkeeping, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the easiest way to locate a transaction in QuickBooks Online if you have at least one bit of information and you're not very familiar with QuickBooks and how to navigate through QuickBooks. So let's just say that we have an invoice that we need to look up, and for whatever reason, maybe we want to see if we double charged a customer, or maybe we need to make sure we did charge a customer for something. But whatever the reason, we need to find a specific invoice, and the only bit of information that we know is the invoice number. So if that's all you know, then probably the quickest and easiest way to search for that invoice is to use the search box in the upper right hand corner here and to just type the invoice number. And when you do that, click enter, and it should bring up that invoice for you. So here we have invoice 1016, which I was looking for, cookies by Kathy for $75, and I can see the invoice, and that's all I need to do. Now, let's say that we don't know the invoice number. All we know is that the invoice was for $75, and we don't even know who it's for. We don't know who the customer is. We aren't really sure about much of anything other than we know it's $75, and maybe we know the general time frame. So what we can do in that case is use the search feature again to just type in the dollar amount and hit enter. And then we'll get all the transactions that have $75. Now, here's something else that you will need to know, because this is bringing up every transaction where the total is $75. But you might have something that you're looking for a specific line item that's $75, but the total is more than that. So then you would want to select this drop down and do amount, line, or total. Put $75 in here, and you'll see you get a lot more results, because there are some things like maybe a deposit where there was a check for $75 in the line item, but the total deposit was $300. It'll find that line item in there. So if you're not finding what you're looking for by just using amount, you can get a little bit more specific here by doing line or total. But when I do that, then I do see that my invoice, Cookies by Kathy, shows up in my search. So I've now found it by using the dollar amount. The other way that you can look for invoices in customer invoices, or any other type of transaction, but for the sake of this video, we'll just talk about customer invoices, is to go to that customer. So all of your lists are generally over here on the left-hand side. So since a customer has to do with sales, they're under the sales menu. And then you can go and click customers, and you know that this invoice is Cookies by Kathy. So you're going to look up Cookies by Kathy. And when you do that, it's going to give a list of all of the transactions that have occurred under that particular customer. So in this case, she only has the one invoice, but if she had multiple, they'd all be showing here. And then you could see the list of not only invoices, but you'd also see the payments that have been made, any credit memos that have been issued. All of the activity for that customer would be right here. So you'd have your list, and you could look through that to see if you could find the invoice that way. And then finally, the other way that you can look for things is if we go back to sales here and we go to all sales, we have the option to do some filtering here. You can filter by date range. You can filter by type of transaction. So if you're just looking for credit memos, for instance, or something, or you're looking for estimates, that's an option as well. Under status, I don't know that you'd use that very often, but you can also choose a customer. So if you want to see all the invoices for Cookies by Kathy, but you don't want to see everything else, you don't want to see all their payments and all of that, if we just go to filter for Cookies by Kathy, there she is. And let's say we just want all invoices from this year, which I didn't look at the date, so I don't know what the date of the invoice was, but nothing might come up, but let's see here. Okay, there she is. So her invoice will then come up. So those are all of the different ways that you can search for invoices and find what you're looking for. And even if, let's just see, for instance here, weekly gardening service. So let's say you were looking for a specific wording in the description of the invoice. Like I had a customer that wanted to know if we had billed somebody for, I don't know, it was something specific. And the only place that would have shown up really was in the description. So let's just see if we put in weekly, or let's just put in garden. Let's see if we can get it to show up that way. And instead of reference number, we need to change this to the line description. Okay, and we're going to put garden in here. So now let's see if invoice 1016 is in our list. We could sort this by the contact. So if we know we're looking for specific cookies by Kathy, there she is. Sure enough, it comes up. So that's a little more advanced way of doing it too. So if you have a specific word that you know would have shown up in the description, you can use the search feature up here to look for it that way as well. So I hope you found this video helpful and has given you a couple of different ways to look for things if you only have tidbits of information. Thank you for watching.